In Sins of a Solar Empire 2, technology is all-powerful. Each of the warring factions utilise their own unique technological expertise, in tandem with their own specialised total war doctrine, to gain an advantage over their rivals in a constant struggle for supremacy. In the previous video in this two-part series, we covered the TEC Enclave, the Visari Exodus and the Advent Reborn. This time around, we'll continue our examination of the key techs available to the final three factions, the TEC Primacy, Visari Alliance and the Advent Wrath. In stark contrast to the defence-oriented Enclave, the TEC Primacy is all about offensive play, raiding, sneaky pirate alliances and a fierce weaponised xenophobia. First off, Primacy forces are boosted by significant support from pirate auxiliaries. For extra eyes on your enemy, Sordid Intel grants vision from any pirate raid, while Truce Amongst Rogues establishes a permanent ceasefire with any neutral pirate minor factions in the game, eliminating their deadly raids as a threat. Gang of Freebooters spawns a substantial fleet of free pirate ships to fight for your cause, and Pirate Mercenary Base unlocks a planetary item to allow the hiring of even more pirates at that location. These techs synergize beautifully with Pillaged War Chest, granting bonus credits when bombarding enemy worlds, incentivizing Primacy players to remain on the offensive, raiding and glassing enemy colonies in exchange for big booty payouts. The TEC Primacy make an aggressive weapon of their culture too. Extreme xenophobia prevents the establishment of foreign cultures on their colonised worlds, while insurgency foments periodic raids from friendly partisan forces against enemy worlds sufficiently infused with their own cultural influence. While their Enclave rivals rely on a defensive posture to maintain their economic hegemony, the TEC Primacy take the fight to their enemies, and nothing displays this doctrine better than the Novolith Unlock tech and the devastating weapon of mass destruction it unleashes upon the sector. Just one shot from this monster inflicts incredible bombardment damage on the target colony, temporarily disables orbital structures in the surrounding gravity well too. Finally, their Ragnarok Titan is a giant cannon disguised as a starship, and lends its incredible offensive abilities to the TEC Primacy's fleets. If there's a well-entrenched enemy to dislodge, this is your best tool for the job and makes an incredible centerpiece for your mighty invasion fleets. The Visari Alliance forego isolated predation for cooperation and diplomacy with the alien species they encounter throughout the galaxy. They are masters of manipulating the minor factions and have the most powerful influence generation capabilities in the game, using their Xeno Settlement Unlock and Alliance Xeno Embassy Unlock techs. With these, the Visari Alliance can dominate auctions and exchange influence for resources, reducing the need to colonize or invade new worlds to mine or refine them, while gaining some powerful and rare special items in the process. Unlike the aggressive, nomadic Exodus, Alliance forces invest in techs that improve infrastructure and long-term survival. The Intercultural Exchanges line increases commerce credit and culture wherever its planet item is constructed, granting a reasonable credit income that can be useful for diplomatic or market transactions. Dominant culture can be exploited to decrease factory build times and reduce both bombing and structure damage taken during sieges with Xeno production, nanomedicine outreach and Xeno defense. Alliance-held planets are difficult to besiege and bomb out, buying time for diplomacy or counter-attack. Friendly jump telemetry grants a dramatic increase in phase jump speed while jumping into friendly territory, incentivizing the Visari Alliance to maintain good relations with neighbours and significantly increase mobility across the sector. This, alongside the natural cushioning that an allied neighbour's territory grants, allows an Alliance player to threaten distant enemies who may be otherwise incapable of striking back. Bringing along their trademark Culturas Titan and its abilities to keep itself and allied ships alive, while raining devastating firepower down on its enemies, will ensure a Visari Alliance player is never underestimated. Finally, All for One provides the Alliance a way to continue the game providing they still have allies on the map. This prevents a game over state, keeping them in the war to fight on against their foes, and ensures that a canny Visari Alliance player can only be defeated once all his friends have either forsaken him or been destroyed. And last but not least, the Advent Wrath brings sinister powers of assimilation and mind control to bear on their enemies, seeking to dominate and destroy all who oppose the Unity. Their signature technologies revolve around capturing and controlling enemy assets, and spreading their influence across the sector as rapidly as possible, gaining powerful benefits from dominant culture. The Wrath's unique Temple of Pilgrimage unlock facilitates a very rapid colonization strategy, granting access to a planet item that immediately converts and colonizes any adjacent planet once its defending fleets are defeated. This grants a planet track cost reduction bonus too, and colonies gained in this way can be developed relatively quickly as a result. The Advent have always used culture as a core component of their combat doctrine, and the Wrath amplify this to extreme levels. confluence of the Unity reduces culture propagation decay, allowing culture to reach further and faster. Then, the acclimatization of will tech transfers this dominant culture directly into focus restore rate and max focus on a per planet basis. Put simply, the more planets under your cultural control, the stronger you get, and you don't even need to own those colonies to get that boost. The Advent Wrath have some powerful, unique combat boosting techs too. Clarity of Purpose grants a psi power boost, and thus increased strength and abilities for all psi-tech enhanced ships within the boundaries of your dominant culture. Fury of the Unity increases damage dealt in dominant culture too. As you see, dominant culture is incredibly important to the Advent Wrath. Let's not forget their crowning glory, the Coronata Titan. This beast gains psi power from surrounding friendly ships, and can focus this into a devastating beam to cut through foes, simultaneously mind-controlling enemy vessels and converting them into friendly ones in the process. Their own take on the Deliverance engine can be upgraded with Dominating Deliverance to steal away enemy ships at long range, a potentially devastating blow when combined with a surprise fleet action. The Advent Wrath's powerful mind control abilities and dominant culture gained combat buffs give them the edge in combat, placing losses by stealing enemy ships and boosting their performance far beyond that of their rivals. As you can see, each faction has its own unique playstyle informed by their own peculiar pursuit of science and technology. These faction-based quirks can be combined with their core racial mechanics to provide many different playstyles, and we encourage you to experiment with these abilities and forge your own combat doctrine for each one.